Hi, welcome back to the shed for part 9 of the SG Junior build. So last time we shaped the neck, and in this episode we're going to glue the neck in and hopefully have time for a few other little jobs along the way. So join down on the bench and we'll crack on. Before I glue this up, I'm just going to do a couple of checks to make sure that I'm somewhere in the ballpark for setup. First off, I'm just going to run a straight edge along the fretboard and check just to see where that breaks over the bridge. Now there's a little bit of clearance there. There's probably about 2 or 3 mil. But then when you take into account we need to fret this neck, so there'll be a bit that'll go up a little bit. But that still leaves a bit of room for adjustment. So I'm happy with that setup. That's in the ballpark, that's where I want it. So the next thing I'm going to do is just set this up a little bit differently and make sure that the neck aligns straight. So basically I've shone a laser along the centre line of the body, which is picking up the centre line of the neck, and then it's just a matter of seeing how that aligns with the other end of the neck. I don't know if you can see that, but it actually aligns pretty well. Okay, so I've done my checks and it's lining up pretty much how I want it to. It's certainly within the realms of being able to jiggle other stuff around to make this set up beautifully. So I'm happy with that, so nothing left to do now but get the glue out. I'm going to put a bit of glue around the heel. This isn't going to add any strength. You can't really glue end grain together, which is what this joint will be. End grain on end grain. But a little bit of moisture that the glue introduces into the joint might make the fibres swell just that little bit, which will help close up any gaps that there might be. It's pretty tight as it is, but I'd like it to be as seamless as I can make it. Alright, here's the big moment. It's still a tight fit even with the glue lubricating the joint, which makes me very happy. And there we are, we're glued up. So I'm going to leave that in the clamps until tomorrow morning and we'll see how we've gone. I've got a little bit more time left tonight to spend in the shed, so move on to another little couple of bits that we can do while this is drying. So next up is scratch plate and control cavity cover. I was going to make a truss rod cover as well, but I happen to have one in stock, and I'd also have to buy another router bit to make one, so I'll just go with the one I've got. I've got enough material. If I need to, I can make another one at some point. So first things first is just quickly draw around these, rough them out on the bandsaw, and then we'll stick them on and take them to the router table. So I've attached the template with masking tape and super glue, and I'm just simply going to route round the edge of that. Okay, they need a little bit of cleaning up, but other than that, they look really good. Happy with that. So it's the following evening now. The neck's been in clamps for about 18 or 19 hours. It's looking good. I'm happy with the fit, I'm happy with the neck angle, happy with the joint. It has, however, raised a problem. Gluing the neck in was the moment when what's on the plan and what's in reality kind of either come together or don't. And in this case, they don't quite come together. I think the scale length that I've used is slightly different to the scale length that's on the drawing, and it might be that the drawing isn't actually full size, it might be a little bit under. Either way, we have got a problem, but that's what life's like, isn't it? Basically, as things stand, the scratch plate is way too far back. It's nowhere near where it should be on the drawing, it just doesn't look right. So there's a number of things I could do. I could cut the scratch plate around the fingerboard and move it forward that way. I'm not a fan of that, I don't think it would look right. I could reshape the scratch plate to make it smaller so it would then fit in the right position, but that would mean taking quite a lot off. So that's not ideal either. The third option is I've actually got quite a bit of fretboard that I don't need. So I think what I'm going to do is cut the fretboard down as much as I can get away with without it looking daft, and then I will reduce the size of the pickguard slightly. Then hopefully the two in combination will enable me to put the pickguard into a position that looks a lot better. Okay, so I think I can take about 5mm off the front of that and it will look just fine. So I've tweaked that a bit, and now I'm just going to take off this last remaining part of the heel. So I'm much more happy with that now. It's probably not where it should be, but it looks fine. So I'm going to leave things there for this episode. Made some great progress. It's actually starting to look like a guitar now. Plan for the next episode is to fit the bridge and route for the pickup. So I shall see you then.